As we all know, most console games run fine. They run well. They all run at their beautiful, swimmingly 30 FPS. But I want to get into some more PC gaming, so I wanted to test some games out, see how they stack up on my current system, and let the results speak for themselves. How'd they stack up? Stick around. You might like this. Okay guys, so after hearing some comments and some requests, I decided to test out the RX480 on some games to see how well they did. And the results may or may not surprise you. Now this is the XFX version, this is the 8 gig card, and I'm running this in my current rig, which is an AMD A10 6800K with 16 gigs of DDR3 RAM running at 1600 megahertz. And I've probably said this on a number of videos before, and I'm getting ready to upgrade this rig, but I'm testing out the current configuration on some games to see how well they stack up. So I test out 4 different games. Unfortunately, my current rig isn't really able to do really good as far as screen capturing goes, otherwise I'd have some footage to run along with this to show you. But these are the stats as they came out, so here they are. First game I tested out was Middleearth: Shadows of Mordor. And this being a huge action game, I kind of expected it to be a little clunky, but surprisingly it wasn't, because I think this one takes advantage of the graphics card, and it really did. And it recognized the fact that I'm running an RX480, so it ramped up the stats to ultra on a lot of settings and high on others. So a lot of it was, maxed out. So how did it do? It ran beautifully. It ran anywhere from 60 to 90 FPS constantly. No problem whatsoever. So I was stunned, I was shocked, I was like, wow, this game runs smooth. So let's try a different game. So another game I was recommended to try was Mad Max, which is another open world game, and I love open world games. They're like my favorite type. So I thought I'd test it out and see how it would do on that one. I tested it out on the 1920 by 1080, very high settings, 60 FPS at least, to find out how it would do. Didn't even break a sweat. This thing rocks 60 plus FPS all day long. So yeah, the RX480 can definitely handle this game. It had no problems whatsoever. So I thought, well, let's try a more recent game. Let's try one that hasn't been out for a long time, see how well it does. So I thought I'd go out and I tried Mafia III. Boy, was that a mistake, at least on my current system. This thing struggled to reach 30 FPS on the high settings. Turn it down to medium, and it was still running between 28 and 34. I mean, it was choking, and I think it's just due to the CPU. So I'll run it again after I do my upgrade and see what happens. But this one was a struggle. So beautiful game. I mean, I ran it on Crash Override's rig, and he's running an i7 870 with a GTX 970, and it ran no problem. So I think it's just the fact that I have a really slow processor by comparison. So I tried one more game. I tried another one from my collection I got recently. I tried Zombie Army Trilogy. This thing, it loves the graphics card, because this thing had no problems, even on Ultra, rocking at least 100 FPS. I mean, this thing was just smooth as glass, had no problems whatsoever. Even though I currently suck at the game, this game is fun to play with an RX480 because you'll have no problems with it at all. So those are the 4 games I tried, and I tried it, all 4 of them, on as high as I could. And on Mafia 3 I even tried to lower down a little bit, and that one still struggled, but 3 out of 4 isn't bad. So I take that as a pretty good, run of the test. Granted, some of these games are a little bit older, so it wouldn't have as much of a hard time running it. But I did run another game a while back. You might have seen it in one of my other videos. I ran Watch Dogs, which is from 2013, and this one was kind of, running about 40-ish FPS. I don't remember offhand. It wasn't running really super smooth, so I'm going to do another test with that one and see how it runs. And of course I'm going to do GTA 5 as well, because that one runs about around 30, 40, 45 FPS, somewhere around in there. And that's on very high settings, which, you know, anything above 30, you're already beating a console, so I really have no complaints. So there's how it all ran out. So what do you think? What are your thoughts on it? Drop them in the comments down below. Let me know what you think. Let me know if any other games you might want to try before I do the upgrade. Because after about January, February, sorry AMD, I'm jilting you at the altar. I'm going to Intel. I'm keeping the graphics card in there though, because that card is awesome. But I'm going to an i7-6700 Skylake. I am going to rock the Skylake next year, and then we'll run the tests again and see how they do. So, until next time, this here is Midnight Banshee in the House of Randomness, telling you always, be yourself, be original, enjoy your games as much as you can, and just enjoy life.